Hey, this is James and this is Electrocom Audio. Today is going to be the start of the $10 record collection. This is where I'll start with $10 and try to flip that into a record collection of music that I like. The first thing with this video, I guess, to get out of the way is the taboo term flipping. Yes, I guess technically I'll be flipping records, tapes, CDs, that kind of thing. I guess what is flipping? So flipping, I guess, in the broad sense of things is buying items that you don't intend to keep. So, you know, it could be records, tapes, cassettes, CDs, video games, whatever. Buying those items and with the intent of reselling them for a profit. And I do intend on doing this, and you know, there's people that are you know, adamantly against this and adamantly, you know, pro flipping. I'm in a gray area where I guess for me, taking records or flipping items with the intent of building a collection of things that you will personally listen to me, that's okay. Now, when you start getting into, you know, buying, you know, multiples of new releases of limited edition stuff, buying, you know, more than one of things, conspiring with others, you know, to form a group of people that are scooping up these things with the intent of reselling. Now that I do have a problem with that, but if I'm just doing, you know, one thing here, one thing there, I personally don't see that as an issue if my ultimate goal is to build my own record collection. But yeah, let me know your thoughts about that in the comments. I'm interested to hear the pros and cons. Do you think what I'm doing is wrong? Do you think it's acceptable? Yeah, I definitely am genuinely curious to know your guys' opinion. So let's start with the rules. So I'm going to start with $10. I'm not going to count taxes towards the $10, but I will count shipping, so that will try to, I guess, force me to go to more local places, at least in the beginning. You know, force me to go to thrift stores, that kind of thing, to get the more cheaper items, and see if I can't turn those around. I guess as far as values, when we're calculating values, what I'll do is I'll look at eBay previously sold listings and use that as a gauge as where my items would sell. And I would also, for every item that I'm selling, I'm going to be charging for shipping, so that doesn't come out of the $10, you know, doesn't come out of the money pot. So that way I don't have to worry about shipping eating into my cost for building my record collection. And in the beginning, to speed things up, instead of waiting for things to sell and getting actual values, I'm going to estimate the values with the eBay listings and kind of proceed from there. That way, you know, I'm not waiting a couple weeks to sell an item and waiting for that thing to sell to get the money in. I'm just going to assume that the average is going to sell for the average price, and use that to kind of forward project some purchases, and at least at the beginning help speed things along. And we will deem this experiment a success if I can get the following 10 albums. We'll start with the following 10 albums, you know, represses or originals. These are ones that I definitely want in my collection and I currently do not have, and I would be happy if I got these 10. So the first one is either Deftones' Around the Fur or Adrenaline. These are just albums that I had, CDs of when I was a teenager. I just played them, thousands of times. So either one of those albums would be good. Wu-Tang Forever for sure. I don't know why I don't have that yet, but if I can get that on vinyl, that would be a success. Number 3, Portishead Dummy or Massive Attack Mezzanine. I went through a trip hop phase, and either one of these two would just be essentials that I could add to my collection. Salem King Knight, kind of I guess, I don't know if you call them the creators of Witch House or one of the big beginning artists of Witch House, but that album, I love that album, and I really want that. MIA, Kala or a Ruler. I don't have either of those. I don't even know if I said them right, but either one of those two classics brings me back to college days. Slim Shady LP, that's another one, just brings me back to high school. So that's just a classic one that I would like to have, and I don't know why I don't have that one either. Beanie Man Art and Life, that's the one with Girl Dumb Sugar on it, and that's another one that just brings me back to a certain time when I had Oldsmobile and I had Sony Explode speakers in there. I was just blasting that during the summer. Clips Hell Hath No Fury. That's another one that's just I really want that. Just repping Virginia Beach there. Justice Cross, one of my favorite albums. I really need that. I played that, back to back to back, sometimes just on loop for hours straight, and had some connection to that album and my former record label. So there's some fond memories there too. Then my number one grail that I want to get is Cannibal Ox, The Cold Vein. Like, that's my top album. I'm gonna get it eventually. I'm hoping to get it as part of this process, and if I get that I would call this the ultimate success. So with these albums, I'm trying to get a good mix of, maybe some of these are cheaper than others, and some of these might be, more expensive. So if I can get all these, that'll show the kind of the versatility of this process. So what happens if I fail? If I fail, I'll call that attempt number 1. Start again, start at the beginning, and see if I can't make it work. After 2 or 3 times of failing, I guess 3 strikes you're out. Let's say 3 strikes. If I can't get in 3 strikes, we'll call it a failure. If I succeed, I'll add 10 more albums to the list, and I'll keep doing that. So this thing could go on forever, theoretically. All right. So let's start with attempt number 1. I've already put a few days into this thing, a few stops. So I started by spending $7 on 4 tapes at a place called Book Exchange. So it was $2 per cassette tape, 3 for $5. So I got 4, so that was $7. Kind of first impressions, they didn't really have a good selection of stuff where I thought there was going to be value. So I tried to pick stuff that was, I don't know. I went in blind, so I didn't do any research or anything like that. I was just kind of going by gut and seeing, what I felt would have some value. So I guess I got the 4 here. It's the first one, Crash Test Dummies, The Ghosts That Haunt Me. Crash Test Dummies, The Ghosts That Haunt Me. I don't even know if this has the This doesn't even have the one hit song they have, so I don't know why I selected this one. But looking on eBay, the average for this, $1.75. So far, fail. Alright, next one. The Best of the Kinks. I figured the Kinks, you know, they usually have a pretty good following, I guess. So I'm thinking maybe this will have some value. I wouldn't mind actually listening to this, but looking on eBay, looks like $5. So not too bad. Next one here. Bella Fleck and the Flecktones. Live art. So I picked this one up because I'm thinking, you know, maybe it's a little bit more obscure, but it has a dedicated following. Maybe it'll have more value based on that. Maybe it's more rare. I don't know. So I looked this one up. Apparently this is a two-tape set, and I've only got one. So, looking at the sold for this is $8. I'm just assuming that I could sell one tape for $3. Kind of recoup my money on that one. And then, next one. Simpsons Sings the Blues. Picked it because Simpsons. I figured maybe that has some collecting value to not only a music person, but maybe a Simpsons person as well. Maybe a more diverse audience of collectors. So that one, kind of the values are all over the place on eBay. $3 to $10, so I'm assuming $3. So total value, add all those up, that's $12.75. Started with 10, spent 7, a value of $12.75. We're at $15.75. So we went from 10 to 15. That's okay. I was hoping for something more spectacular, but I guess patience is the key. So then I went to my next stop, Goodwill, in the Strawbridge area of Virginia Beach. Somehow I got 8 CDs for $13. They rung them up as 2 CDs for $3.25. I don't know if I'll get that again in the future, but I'll take it this time. I'm definitely going to go back to this place. So let me get those out. Alright, got those. First one, Social Distortion. This one is $5. So far, so good. Avril Lavigne, I thought I hit it out of the park with this one, but this is only $4. Something Corporate, $5. Jay-Z Linkin Park, I'm tempted to keep this, but I gotta sell it. This brings me back. Collision Course. I thought this was gonna be worth more, but it's $5. Finch, another $5. From Autumn to Ashes. I vaguely remember this band, but I don't know if I could tell you one song that they had. That one, that's been the stinker. $3.25. This was a rare find. This is still sealed. Still's got the sticker, everything. May, the Everglow. They're actually a local band, so if I'm gonna find more of these, I think I'm gonna try to scoop these up. A sealed new copy of this, $10. So this has been the jackpot so far. And then last, Natalie Merchant Tiger Lily. I think this just came out with a repress on vinyl. So that maybe biased me towards picking this because I had just seen, a posting in the vinyl community about this. $4. And I did check, all the conditions on the CDs, and none of them were scratched or anything. So, condition-wise, they're all pretty good. You add all those up. This was surprising. That total is $41.25. So we had $15.75 starting with the book exchange values. We spent $13, made $41.25. We're at $44 just by going to two places. So we turned $10 to $44 in 2 days theoretically. Still have to list all these on eBay and all that kind of stuff. $44 sounds pretty good, and I'll update in future videos if when these sell and what the actual values are. But yeah, so I think that's a good ending point for the first video in this series. Kind of some lessons learned. CDs might actually be a good bang for your buck. You can still get CDs for the cheap, even cheaper than tapes right now. Vinyl records are going through the roof. Tapes are kind of increasing in price, and CDs are still fairly cheap. So I think for bang for buck, the CDs are pretty good. Then tapes are going to be next. Don't pick one-hit wonders. I don't think there's enough rarity in those, and nobody wants them. So the value seems to be in, if you can find things that are sealed, for sure get those. And then obscurity or perceived rarity might be the next thing that you're looking for. Something that's rare but also something that's desired. So I'm thinking if I can find some jazz stuff that looks, cool, that might be good. And then more, if I'm going to the Strawberries, I'm going to get more of this pop punk stuff because I'm thinking the value is going to be pretty good on those. And yeah, just when you think of popular artists, they printed out, 1 million CDs, 1 million tapes, so that just the value's not there on those. So that's one thing to think about. And then know your area. So that Goodwill is right near the beach, so some of the musical taste, it's kind of a richer area. I know there's a bunch of surfers and skaters in that area, so the music that's going to be over there is going to be different than if I go somewhere else. So I'm going to kind of try to familiarize myself with the pockets of Goodwills and what kind of music they have in each one, and kind of get a good idea of where I can pick up stuff for good value. And alright, I'll be putting these up on eBay in the next week or two. It's going to take me a while. But if you see anything that you want personally, just give me a message. I'll put my email in the description, and we can work something out. I'm actually pleasantly surprised with the first two hits, so I'm kind of pumped about continuing this, and I don't know what dollar value I need to stop at to where I can start buying actual records for the collection. But I'm hoping if I can get to 100, we can keep investing, some for the flipping and then some for the record collection. But yeah, stay tuned. Hit the like if you want to, if you enjoyed this, leave some comments. And subscribe if you want to keep up with the weekly churn on this one.